Who's climbing on my back? What you doing, Wilson? If it's screwed up, maybe they'll replace it under warranty.
It's just apps or freezing up.
Well,
I shared it in one room and it was text only, not a link. I couldn't get to the other room to share it or just share my phone.
hey Larry. Larry, would you mind sharing the link? Melanie's having an issue with her phone and it's not showing up correctly.
What you doing, Wilson?
Thank you, Larry. Percy?
YouTube, it's having Facebook, and I uninstalled and installed Facebook. But still, Facebook is not responding. Another one,
I think Hank may be a little bit stoned still. He's acting a little goofy. Of course, I think he is the lightest of the boys, so he might have got a little more anesthesia than the rest of them, as far as,
proportional.
yeah. But they all screamed and screamed and screamed on the way back. Hey, Suzanne. They cried a little bit on the way to the vet this morning, but they let me hear all about it when I picked them up. See, Hank's just all jumpy and not sure how to act right now.
I'm running around the room in circles.
Zelda. And Zelda's perfectly fine. She didn't have a traumatic day today. But that's the last time they have to go, barring some unforeseen circumstance. They won't have to go back to a vet for a year. I scared Stella out of her normal hidey hole back there when I brought the vacuum cleaner in here at lunch. She ran on the bottom of the bookshelf, and that's where she spent the rest of the day. She didn't move again after that. So she might be mad at me too.
Picked her up and moved her when I came in.
She was not mad last night when I came in. She acted like she was actually happy to see me. She came out and sat next to me for a little bit. She was probably mad when I left since I took the food with me. But she could stand to skip a meal or two anyway. I hope to get to the point where we can put her on a diet. I know when she was outside she was probably really wormy and all that, and that had some effect on her weight, but she's way bigger than she used to be.
She's not even like really fat all over, like fat house cats tend to be. She's just,
She has a beer belly.
yeah, she just has a gut that she fills up all the time, constantly.
Well, she does.
Every chance she gets.
Hello. But they were definitely hungry when they came back. I think we're supposed to, technically we're supposed to give them a small meal, but they didn't really listen to that advice. I didn't give the three that eat the wet food, I didn't give them as much. But they've just about cleared this dry food. Yeah, you need a break. We may just have to start their antibiotic tomorrow morning. We got pills this time, and I don't have any pill pockets here, so I really don't want to. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't really want to pill them. I'll let you. I hate pilling them. I know it's a necessary evil sometimes, but it makes me feel like a horrible person to cram a pill down their throat.
We've never had to do it to a little kitten.
Hey, Lionel.
Since we'd have to separate Zelda out, since her surgery is more invasive, we're gonna wait until a Friday.
Probably next Friday would be the soonest. I can't really confine her to the bathroom during the week because people use the bathroom that we put Lorraine and Maggie in when they had their surgeries. So if I get it done on a Friday, they'll have Friday night, Saturday night, and part of Sunday to hang out in there. That's how we did it last time. And Stella can go in there with her. It's not like she does a whole lot of roaming during the day anyway. She won't be happy about it in the evenings, but it could be worse. Or, best case scenario, we'll keep trying Doc in here or in the main room, and maybe they'll get along by then, and Stella and Zelda can stay in his room. But that's in a perfect world.
Hank just keeps going in circles around
Yeah,
her.
he's just pacing the room. He's not sure where he's at.
Says, leave me alone. Hanky. Wilson says he's not much more nervous than usual.
He was when I picked him up. He latched onto me and would not let me go to even put him back in the carrier. He dug his claws in. And when I tried to peel him off of me, he scratched me in the lip trying to grab a hold of me again.
I thought you said that was Hank.
I meant Wilson. I probably said Hank, but
He sort of plucked up in here when you let him out. Maybe that was when I was moving around the room and we were washing the dishes.
maybe Hank's getting over it. He's trying to play a little bit now. And sorry for this stream going offline so often. I don't know why. I reset the camera this morning, so maybe it was just an issue with that. It needed to be reset or something. I don't know what the deal is, but I know it went down last night, and I remoted into the computer and I turned it back on, and within 10 minutes it was offline again. I did that a couple of times, and I know it stayed on for the entirety of the time I was here. I don't know what time it went offline again, but sometime between the time I got back home and this morning it was offline again. But hopefully it'll stay on now. I really wanted to be done with all the technical issues, and we've had a good run there, but they are creeping back up again.
Oh. Who indeed? Always the same one.
Well, there's two of them over there. I think Hank's over there too. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I think it's official that Zelda will be a lap cat. Percy sat in my lap last night. Wilson is starting to enjoy the lap. Hank tends to enjoy the lap, but then he gets sidetracked by shoelaces. But we're making progress. You feel better now, Hank?
He's still not sure about me for some reason.
Hey, Lionel. But maybe since these guys are fixed,
What did I ever do to you?
Doc will accept them a little more. What's the matter, Hank? Just says you're evil people and made me go to that stupid place and they did things to him.
Oh.
I sent an email this afternoon to the lady that adopted Lorraine, so hopefully I'll have an update from her tonight or sometime tomorrow. I hope she's doing as well as George and Maggie and Marty. Can't forget Marty. Marty just left us way earlier than the others. What, like 6 weeks older, or 6 weeks before, I mean?
4 weeks before Maggie.
It was 10 weeks. Is that
It was
right?
like 7, 9-ish, and then Maggie was 8, 7.
But so far so good on the adoption front. Now it's these guys' turn. And girl.
You're not supposed to jump after your surgery.
Well, you're gonna sleep up here and keep them from it. Unfortunately, we don't have any control once we leave here on what they do. I can yell at them through the camera, but that tends to just freak them out, and then they want to mess with the camera after that. Why are you all puffed up there, Wilson?
Still not sure about the smells.
But I brought Doc back in here earlier today while it was just Lorraine and Stella.
I mean,
Zelda and Stella. Doc was still being Doc.
What are you flimming?
His brother.
Just with him. What are you doing, Hank? You can't jump that far.
Says, watch me. You better not.
Flat on your face. You are just fearless. What are you doing? Leave his butt alone.
Yeah, and Doc spent the day out in the main room again today, and he pretty much played with everybody. But he doesn't want anything to do with these guys yet. Hank's watching the cord on the phone going into this battery pack. Hello, Lionel. Hey, buddy. That's what I wonder, Larry, if that's what it is. I hope that's the only issue, so maybe in a couple days he'll come in here and be, oh, this is cool. But Doc is a little older, so it might take a little more time. Hey, don't chew on my glasses, please.
Remember, our house, Murray and Russell tend to be the most vocal about new cats, but once they get over it, they're nice to them.
Yeah. Everybody's still a little, well, with the exception of the two youngest cats we have. Tabby still catches a little bit of flack from the others from time to time, but it's normally when it's time for food. Tabby loves to eat, and he lets everybody know it. I should really record a video of that so you can get the full experience of him yelling at us because we're moving too slow for his taste. What is it?
I was trying to make the point that our one cat that's mean to everybody doesn't act mean at first.
He doesn't act mean to us typically, but to other cats he does.
Sure doesn't.
What are you talking about?
When he first meets a new cat that we bring home, he's
Oh.
not too bothered by it. But Murray acts really freaked out about it. And then once he's over it, he's fine.
Listen. Well, I guess we should go out and see Doc and the rest of the fam jam out there.
Fam jam.
Hmm.
Fam jam.
Doc hasn't eaten yet. I figured there was no sense in putting food down because if this morning was any example, he's not really interested in food, and unless you close him up in the room and sit there with him. But as soon as that door is open, he doesn't care about food anymore.
I'm so freaked out by me.
But Clara is already out here. There it is right now, but there's Lily. I still have battle scars from George when I picked him up and he didn't want to go back in the room. And here's Stumpy. Clara has been hiding over here in the window in this box for a good part of the day. I don't know if that's where she is now or not, but it feels like there's a cat in the box over there. So let's free the beast. Hello, Doc. You can come out now. You want to come out? I know I woke you up, but you can come out now. He'll come out momentarily.
Yeah.
In the meantime, we can sit down with Stumpy until he decides he wants out. Should be in no time at all. But Stumpy has definitely taken a liking to Doc. It took a minute, but they worked it out. I guess he's gonna come out. I still see him in the hammock and Melanie's in there. He may have gotten sidetracked. Oh, I see movement. There he comes. Hey, Doc. Hey, buddy. But Doc is non-stop for most of the day, and then he wears himself out and falls asleep on my desk, finally. I wish he would do that 2 or 3 times a day because he's just into everything. But that's what kittens do. No avoiding it. Are you still tired?
You little bug.
He's just hanging out. didn't empty the container yet because I thought in the back of my mind I would try to get to that today. I don't think anybody wants to look at work product. Come here, Doc. Or a big greasy spot on the floor. You're getting big, Doc. I think he's come to prefer the other cat's litter boxes, though. I think he uses the other one at night, but he doesn't go back in there to use those during the day. He prefers those. So I guess we can probably start using the clumping litter in his room, which sounds great to me. Non-clumping serves its purpose, but I really hate that stuff. We had another one of these little mice, and it was one of Lily and Stumpy's. It was kind of old, and it was showing its age, but Doc got a hold of it this morning and had it for about 2 seconds and chomped a hole right in the side of it, and all the little rattly things fell out, so I had to throw it away. Hey, Connie. You came just in time for Doc. He just came out. That's a good boy. Thought he was about to start scratching the carpet, but he's learned to go to that. Lily is still in her spot. They had boycotted the bed Lily and Stumpy had on my desk because Clara had been sleeping on it, but I guess Stumpy lifted her boycott yesterday because she came to lay in it for a little while yesterday. Lily has not. I think she's still angry about it. But the weird thing is, Clara lays in that one sometimes too, so beats me. Switch hands, my arm is getting tired. Doc. You're supposed to be entertaining now. Nobody wants to watch you bathe. Huh? I don't know. Hello, Doc. I laid down on the floor for a minute. He came over here and never mind. I'm interested in the goings on in the litter box than he is in me. But
Well, we just peed in it.
I guess Stumpy is content where she is.
She doing stuff.
Doesn't typically lay there for that amount of time. You didn't miss much, Connie, just my rambling. Oh, he did fine. He was still running around exploring and probably expended all his energy. At about 2:30 or 3 o'clock, he hopped in the bed on my desk and took a nap until I had to pick him up. Put him back in his room when I went to pick up the other kittens. He wasn't happy about that. I'd love to just let him stay out here, but I can't do that when I'm not here. Too many things for him to get into, and he would. He definitely would. I did bring his scratching post out here. Yeah, and Stumpy went into Doc's room and stole his mouse today and brought it out here.
On the floor or on
I don't know where it was. I just know she went in there and
the floor?
brought it out with her. No idea where she found it. I didn't know there was one out here.
Chase it over here.
And I got a spring and tossed it over there, and I was about to say I don't know where it is, but I see it now. It's under the chair over there.
Was this one or that one? There by the food.
Okay. Well, Connie, if you ever change your mind, he loves adult cats. I know you got a house full that may not approve of him, but hopefully we'll get lucky and continue the trend of finding good people to adopt him. 'Cause he deserves a home too. And I'm glad I didn't wager any money on him going first, because I would have lost. We have some jealous cats too, but
we make them get over it. We say, too bad.
we sure hope so, and hopefully soon, because I feel so bad shutting him up in that room every night. I didn't think twice about it when he had his siblings in there, because they all ran and played together. Or, alternatively, you could just learn to get along with the other guys, and you could just hang out with them and run around and play with them. But Doc is going to be Doc. But maybe since he plays with Lily and Stumpy now, we can start working on his fetching skills. Lily and Stumpy got pretty good at it. It's almost 6:30.
That's why we can't leave him down on the floor with him.
What? What's he doing?
Figure it out, he just wants to chew his tail off.
Oh, yeah. Grab his spring over there under the chair. I threw that out here for him this morning, and there was a good 10 minutes he just ran around the room with it in his mouth. Like that. He just walks around with it. But I'll put his scratching post in there. Part of the reason was to give him something else to play with. And a secondary reason, I put it next to that chair. And the chair is, gosh, that chair's probably 20 years old, so I wasn't really that concerned about it. But Stumpy, in the year that she's been here, Stumpy has done that. And Stumpy has done that. And she continues to work on it every day, so I thought maybe if I put that scratching post right there, it might deter her a little bit. So I'll start putting that out here every day. The post in the other kitten's room used to be out here, but we moved it.
You just put
I bet he put it in the litter box. He's done that before. And here's Miss Clara. She decided to come out. Now she's gonna go run after Doc. Claire doesn't look happy. She looks angry. Or Lily, I said. I think I said Claire. Maybe that's what we need to do. We have a couple cats at home. They don't do it all that often. Every now and then they will try to scratch our couch. I don't think they do it when we're not there. They do it when we're in the room, which is fortunate because we can get them to stop, but I wish they didn't do it at all, so we may have to try that. We've got the cardboard scratchers, and we've got the scratching posts on the cat tree, but we don't have one of those for at home.
We have giant cat trees though that have.
Well, what's left of the post on the giant cat tree, they've pretty much
Destroyed their 2 favorite ones, but there's still like 4 other ones on the cat tree. One is still set up, the other one is in the box.
and somebody has knocked a coffee cup on the floor. But yeah, we're definitely gonna have to look into that. We got dog beds on order. We probably should have thrown that in our Chewy order last time.
What's that?
A tall scratching post for the cats at home. Let's see. It's now 6:30. I think probably wrap this up. I gotta try to get Doc back in there and, well, I say that as he runs back into his room. He needs to be fed, and I'm gonna try. They're doing good, Connie. Since I'll walk back in here since you didn't get to see them when we first started. But no, yesterday when I left, we had the eclipse and all that yesterday, and it was sunny outside. And then did the close-up stream, and as soon as I started to leave, rain started. I'll be so glad when it stops raining and the weather cools off, but with all the rain and heat, my grass is tall again, so I'm gonna try to take care of at least one of my yards today. No, we're contemplating. I say we're contemplating. We know we're gonna do it. I'm just not sure when, but we live in an older house with wooden windows, and not all of them open that easily. I can get a few of them open, but we're gonna do some window replacing this fall, and I look forward to cool weather when all the windows will open.
Why do you hate me, Hank?
But yeah, they're all doing okay. Hank was a little wonky when he came back in. He was pacing around the room in circles, and I figured since he's lighter than the rest of them, he might have got a little bit more anesthesia and might have messed him up a little worse than the rest of them, but I think he's being Hank now since he's eating something. Because they haven't eaten since, well, they ate when we got back, but prior to that, when I got here about 10:30 or so, it was last night when I picked up the food. But they got loaded up at 7 o'clock this morning and sent to the vet with nothing in their belly. Put what away? Well, if I can talk, the dilemma with Zelda was having a place to keep her isolated and from running around and jumping like we did with Lorraine and Maggie. And if we had been able to put Doc in here with these guys and they get along, we could have put Zelda and Stella in the other room and had it done today. But since that didn't work out, I'm gonna have to do it like on a Friday so we can put them in the bathroom for a couple days, at least for the better part of a weekend until she heals a little bit. And yeah, I'll definitely try Doc again. I put Zelda in the room. You know, I brought Doc in here earlier today, and it was the same thing, even though it was just Stella and Zelda. But when these guys are healed up a little more, I'll try it again, and I've taken Zelda into Doc's room. He was not as angry about that, but he still growled a little bit and scared her, and she kind of cowered and pressed herself up against the door wanting to get out. So, but the plan for Zelda, we've got a bunch of baseball tickets because we've been wrangling kittens all summer. We didn't get to go to as many games as we had tickets for, but we can swap the tickets out, you know, any of the unused tickets for a different game. Well, this is the last 10-game homestand, 9 games now after last night. So I think we got, what, 3, 4 games to go to?
A few, plus the one that we already have tickets to Friday or Saturday.
So they're here all week and then the first half of next week. So my plan is to try to use as many of those up as we can and get her fixed next Friday. Because then I won't have to worry about tickets that are wasted that I paid for.
Took it again.
That's the plan right now. That may change if we can incorporate Doc in the mix sooner than that. You know, if we can get them to get along with one another and they can be trusted not to kill one another or Stella kill him, then I'll go ahead and schedule her sooner than that, and she and Stella can go in the other room. I just don't know if that's going to happen. What are you looking at?
Gonna take it to your mom, show her you're a good hunter.
Yeah, I don't know why either. Yeah, I was telling somebody today he gets along great with the older cats and got along great with his siblings, but he does not like these guys. They're about a month apart. But hopefully, knock on wood under the carpet, now that they're fixed, things will get better. Well, we went a little long today. I guess I need to go home and change clothes and get ready to lose some water weight with the lawnmower.
I'll cook 2 dinners.
So we'll do it again tomorrow. I assume the rest of the week, well, I don't know. We'll keep you posted on the rest of the week. We got to figure out how many games we have tickets left over for and decide then on what time we need to be there and all that stuff. And that'll kind of determine what time we do the close-ups, but we'll still keep doing them every day. So sorry I can't give you a more definitive scrolling through. Sorry I can't give more definitive times than that. I just got to figure it out first. But thank you everybody. Larry, Suzanne, Basic Simmer, I think was the other name, Connie. Hopefully I didn't forget anybody. I try to scroll back through the chat and make sure I'm not leaving anybody out. But anyway, we'll do it again at some point tomorrow. I'll let you know sometime during the day tomorrow if it'll be 5:30 or later or what the deal is. So thank you everybody, and we'll see you sometime tomorrow.